Hey guys, it's been a bit. I think it's been like what? It's been a while. It's been a while. And I guess the best way to come back is to upload another movie review. And yes, this is about Pinocchio. Before I move into the movie review, I want to let you guys know that I want to try to be as spoiler free as possible, but also still trying to give you guys, good content, right? My review of Pinocchio, the live action movie that just came out. Honestly, I have a little bit of a bias to it, and this channel definitely shows it. I give it a 10 out of 10. No, but seriously, it's a 10 out of 10 movie because it does everything that the animated movie does, and it works. It's proper. They do it properly, right? To start off with, Pinocchio, good animation quality right there. That's I don't know. I gotta think that'd be hard, having Pinocchio there, but I don't know. That's just me because I don't do animation. So the beginning of the movie was great. The entire beginning of the movie, I felt like I was gonna cry. Like, I didn't want to cry, but I was definitely like bringing down those tears. And that's it kind of like talks about Papa Geppetto's past a little bit. It didn't really do that with the animated movie, but it did with this one, and I really love that because I think it is important that people should know why Pinocchio got created. I don't know if it's a spoiler because there's a book about Pinocchio anyways, right? So I guess I can talk about it. For those that don't know, I'm sorry. This is the only spoiler-ish that I'm going to make. The reason Papa Geppetto created Pinocchio was because of his very sad life early on. I'm pretty sure his wife died at childbirth, I'm pretty sure, or maybe like afterwards. And then his son, he died at a very young age, and they really make it very emotional, and I really appreciate that because Papa Geppetto, has a rough life, but he tries to fight it, and you can tell with all these clocks that he's made. And I think Tom Hanks is definitely the best actor for Papa Geppetto. I don't think there's anyone else that could do that good of a job. I think he did such a great job with it. And honestly, it's one of Tom Hanks' lesser minutes in movies, right? Like he's not on screen all too much. And that's why I kind of like Tom Hanks, because he's able to fit any sort of role. Like he was able to fit freaking Mr. Rogers, and that was an emotional ride. But we're not here to talk about Mr. Rogers, all right? They added a few additional characters. Personally, I don't think that it was necessary because it kind of took away the shine of the fairy godmother, or the fairy of the star. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember in the first Pinocchio movie where the fairy comes out, right, makes Pinocchio a wooden boy, and then she comes up like 2 or 3 more times after that, right? Her role in this movie is so less significant because they added 2 other characters. Like 2 other characters they really didn't need to waste their money on. But they did anyways, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. It's all right. Because it's like she's only there for one part of the movie. Only there for the beginning part of the movie, and afterwards, she's never there. She's never there anymore. And it sucks too because this lady, she's a good singer. She's a really good singer, and I wanted to hear more of her. I just think that adding another character into the movie was unnecessary because the balance was already good to begin with. Oh yeah, and that's another thing too. Okay, the characters that were brought in to replace the scenes for the fairy, they had lesser roles too. Like their roles were very small as well, and it's like, well, the fairy got a small role and the new characters got a small role, so it kind of doesn't really Like, I just think it doesn't fit. There's not really a point in bringing new characters when there's already a character, you know, tanking all the scenes and doing good with that, right? You don't really need to switch the characters up. That is my only ever complaint about that movie, about the new Pinocchio movie, because everything else was phenomenal, right? Like, they really went straight with the script that the first Pinocchio movie had, and I like that because it definitely brought a nostalgia factor for me, especially since Pinocchio is one of my, if not favorite, Disney movies. I really love Pinocchio, and I'm glad that they were able to bring back my nostalgia with the first film. I don't know if you guys remember the donkey scene where all the kids started turning into donkeys, or like where all the kids were in this like playland where there's like no rules whatsoever. I really like how scary they made that again, because it was scary the first time with the animation, right? They made it just as scary with the second time, and I really like that because it is supposed to be scary. The lessons that are taught towards Pinocchio are also taught towards kids, and I'm glad that they made it look scary, because it tells the kids, oh shoot, I don't want to act like this, or else I'm gonna turn. I like that, because with kids that are still like having that developmental brain process, it helps out a lot that they're able to learn what right and wrong is. I think they executed that very well, because a 19-year-old boy, you know, who's you know, trying to make himself all right in the world, is you know, I still felt that heat, like, oh shoot, I don't want to do the wrong thing. And I think the one thing that really got my attention the most was when the fox was talking to Pinocchio about Stromboli and being famous and everything like that. And it related to me, because I'm doing YouTube, and it taught me a good lesson. Taught me a very good lesson, and I'm glad that I watched the movie, because, and it was a family night too, so I'd watched it with my family. Oh yeah, towards the end, they really made the whale look scary, like a kraken type of thing. They made the whale look very scary, and I'm glad that I'm happy with the cricket too. Honestly, I think the cricket, like, okay, like if I'm thinking right now who the MVP is for this movie, it's not Pinocchio and it's not Papa Geppetto, right? It's the cricket. The cricket is the MVP of the movie, because I don't know, I think it's just something I've noticed where, like, he just stands out a lot more than Pinocchio does. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, right? I think it's perfectly fine with him being the conscience of Pinocchio. So I think it's important that the cricket is somewhat sort of the forefront of the movie, because again, that's the conscience of Pinocchio, and he's trying to teach Pinocchio, you know, what's right and what's wrong, and he's trying to, you know, pass these obstacles and everything. It's more like, think of it as like, yes, Pinocchio is the main character, but think of it as like the cricket is the one who's dealing with the most obstacles, and Pinocchio is the one who's setting up those obstacles. But anyways, yeah, 10 out of 10 movie. I definitely recommend you guys watching it, for not just the nostalgia factor, but also because it's a great movie. If you haven't seen the animated movie, that's okay. You can watch this one and you'll love it just as much. Anyways, I'm gonna call that a wrap. Hope you guys are doing great. I know I am. And as always, peace. Adios.